There comes a time, for many of us, somewhere after turning 50, when we stand in front of the mirror and notice that something has quietly changed. You might tilt your head, step closer to the glass, adjust the light, and suddenly it is clear. The hair that once framed your face with fullness and grace now seems finer, lighter, and in some ways reveals your age more than your skin does. Have you ever had that moment? When your hair no longer feels like your crowning glory, but instead whispers stories of the years that have passed? I remember meeting Lon, a vibrant woman of 56 who wore her hair in the same tight bun every single day. It was not because she loved the look, but because she felt she had no choice. She wanted to hide the thinning along her part, the spaces that made her self-conscious. During a quiet afternoon consultation, we tried a few changes. Nothing extreme, just thoughtful adjustments that suited her face and texture. By the time she walked out, she was no longer hiding. She was glowing. The truth is that hair thinning after 50 is incredibly common. Dermatology research in 2024 found that nearly half of women at this age notice a significant drop in hair density. Yet so many of us keep chasing the hairstyles of our 20s, not realizing that it often makes the hair appear even thinner. In this video, I want to share 4 strategies that do more than make thinning hair look fuller. They bring back a sense of elegance, and with it, the confidence you may have thought was gone. And there is one styling approach, my personal favorite, that I have never heard explained quite this way. I promise you will want to hear it, and it might just change the way you see yourself in the mirror. Understanding thin hair versus fine hair. People often mix up the terms thin hair and fine hair as if they mean the same thing, but they are actually very different. Thin hair describes the density or how many strands of hair you have on your scalp. Fine hair refers to the diameter of each strand. You could have fine hair that's dense and plentiful, or thick strands that are sparse. Many of us in our 50s and 60s, myself included, end up with both at the same time. Hair that is not only finer in texture but also thinner in density. So why does this happen? For women over 50, the reasons are usually a combination of biology and time. Hormonal changes after menopause play a big role. According to a 2024 report from the American Academy of Dermatology, declining estrogen and progesterone levels slow down the hair growth cycle and lead to more shedding. The hair follicles themselves also age. Over the years, they shrink, producing strands that are not as thick or strong as they used to be. And of course, genetics has a say in it. If your mother or grandmother had thinning hair later in life, there is a good chance you will see the same pattern. I remember the day I realized my ponytail felt barely half the size it used to be. I kept trying to style it like I did in my 30s, teasing and fluffing for more volume, but all I got was a frizzy, lifeless mess. The turning point came when I decided to stop fighting my hair. I made peace with the fact that I didn't need it to look thick like it did in my 20s. What I wanted was for it to look intentional, polished, and modern. I worked with a stylist who gave me a soft, shoulder-length cut with gentle blended layers. The change was immediate. My hair looked fuller, my face looked brighter, and most importantly, my confidence came back. The truth is, the secret is not about chasing the hair you once had. It is about creating a style that works for the woman you are now. When you stop trying to hide what time has naturally changed and instead work with it, something amazing happens. You start to see beauty in the mirror again, and you realize your hair can be one of your greatest accessories. And once you embrace that idea, you are ready for the next step in your transformation. Step 1. The strategic haircut. Long hair can be beautiful, but if your hair has thinned over the years, keeping it long often works against you. When hair becomes lighter in density, the weight of long strands pulls it down and flattens it against the scalp. Instead of creating volume, it actually emphasizes the thinness. Have you ever noticed how long, thin hair can make the scalp more visible, especially under bright light? This is one of the reasons many women over 50 find that shorter styles instantly make their hair appear fuller. The ideal length for most women with thinning hair is somewhere between the chin and the shoulders. Of course, face shape matters. If you have a round face, keeping the length closer to the collarbone can help elongate your features. If your face is more oval or heart-shaped, a cut just below the chin can frame your features beautifully and add the illusion of lift. Layering is another important part of the equation, but not all layers are created equal. Choppy or heavily thinned layers can actually make your hair look more sparse. Instead, soft blended layers can give the appearance of movement and fullness. Think of it as building a shape that naturally lifts away from the scalp. The ends should be cut softly, not bluntly, so they move and catch the light, creating dimension rather than a flat curtain of hair. From my own experience, I always encourage my clients to try a shorter cut at least once. I have seen it happen over and over again. Women who swore they would never cut their hair suddenly find themselves wondering why they didn't do it sooner. One client of mine, a vibrant 61-year-old, told me she felt 10 years younger after switching to a softly layered bob. She said people started complimenting her again, not just on her hair, but on her whole look. So ask yourself, is the length you are holding on to really serving you, or is it holding you back? Once you see what the right cut can do, you will feel ready to explore even more ways to enhance your hair and your confidence. Step 2. Hair color for depth and dimension. One of the most overlooked ways to make thinning hair look fuller is through color. Many women believe that going significantly lighter will disguise thinning, or that going very dark will make hair look thicker. In reality, both extremes often do the opposite. When there is a strong contrast between your hair color and your scalp, the thinning areas become more noticeable. A solid dark color can make the scalp stand out in lighter spots, while a very light color can make hair appear almost transparent under certain lighting. Have you ever seen a photo of yourself and thought your hair looked flatter than it does in the mirror? That is often the result of color contrast. The key is to stay within 2 shades of your natural color. This creates harmony between your hair and scalp, while still allowing you to refresh your look. Adding highlights and lowlights can be transformative. Highlights lift the color slightly to catch the light, while lowlights add shadow and depth, making hair appear thicker. Modern techniques like color melting and root smudging blend shades seamlessly, so there are no harsh lines. This gives the hair a more natural, dimensional appearance and makes regrowth less obvious. I had a client last year, a stylish 59-year-old, who came to me with an all-over platinum blonde color. She told me she chose it because she thought it would hide her thinning, but instead it made her hair look wispy. We shifted her to a soft, warm beige blonde with lowlights close to her natural tone and added a subtle root smudge. The result was stunning. Her hair instantly looked denser, and she said, friends told her she looked at least 5 years younger. Choosing the right color is about more than just aesthetics. It is about using light and shadow to work in your favor, creating the illusion of fullness and vitality. Once you see how the right shade transforms your hair, you will feel inspired to take your styling to the next level. Step 3. Blow drying for lift and movement. When hair is thinning, many of us instinctively reach for more products to create volume. We pile on mousse, hairspray, and sometimes even tease the hair with backcombing. The problem is that too much product weighs the hair down, and backcombing can damage already fragile strands. According to a 2024 survey by the Professional Beauty Association, over 60% of women over 50 reported that heavy product use made their hair look flat within just a few hours. Have you ever noticed that the more you try to pump it up, the faster it falls flat? The solution lies in technique rather than product overload. Start with damp hair, not soaking wet. Apply a lightweight volumizing spray or mousse, sparingly, focusing only on the roots. Using a medium-sized round brush, place it under a small section of hair right at the root, then lift the hair upward while aiming the blow dryer at the base. The goal is to set the root in an upward position. Let each section cool completely before moving on, because hair holds its shape as it cools. This cooling step is the secret to long-lasting lift. To finish the style, create a gentle bend at the ends rather than curling them tightly under. This avoids the helmet hair look and keeps the movement natural. Personally, I always recommend a round brush that is medium in size. Wrapping the hair fully around the brush can make it too tight, so instead I use it only to lift the root and give the ends a soft turn. I remember a client, a vibrant 64-year-old who had always blow-dried her hair straight down. During her appointment, I showed her how to lift at the roots and let the hair cool before releasing it. The difference was immediate. She walked out of the salon running her fingers through her hair, amazed at how much lighter and fuller it felt without a heavy coat of products. Once you see what the right blow-drying technique can do, you will be eager to explore the finishing touches that take your style from good to truly unforgettable. Step 4. Finishing and holding your style all day. The way you finish your hair can be the difference between a style that lasts all day and one that falls flat by lunchtime. Many women make the mistake of spraying hairspray over their entire head, which not only weighs the hair down but also makes it look stiff. Instead, focus on the roots. Hold the can about 6 inches away, lift a small section at the crown, and spray directly at the base. This locks in lift without adding unnecessary weight to the rest of your hair. For texture, skip spraying directly onto the strands. A better method is to spray a light texturizing product onto your hands. Rub your palms together and then gently scrunch it into the mid-lengths and ends. This creates natural movement without the crunchy feel. According to a 2024 Beauty Trends report by Mintel, women over 55 who adopted lighter styling methods reported that their hair maintained volume 40% longer compared to heavy product use. Hair can naturally lose shape during the day, especially if it is fine or thin. That is where a small bottle of texturizing spray becomes your best friend. A quick mist and a few scrunches with your fingers can revive your style in seconds. Have you ever noticed that sometimes your hands are the best styling tools you own? They let you adjust your look without over-manipulating the hair. Accessories can also make a powerful statement. A silk scarf tied loosely around the head adds elegance and can disguise a flat crown. A chic headband keeps hair away from the face while making the hair look fuller by contrast. On certain days, I even choose to slick my hair back into a sleek, intentional style with a touch of shine serum. It feels bold and polished. In my view, accessories are not just for hiding imperfections. They are style accents that show personality and confidence. And once you master the finishing touches, you will be ready to elevate your entire look in ways you might not have imagined yet. Mindset and presence. One of the biggest transformations I have seen in women over 50 is not just in their hair, but in the way they think about it. For many years, I believed my job was to help clients hide the signs of thinning. Over time, I realized that the real power comes from shifting the mindset from hiding to celebrating. When you stop seeing your hair as a problem to fix and start treating it as a feature to style with intention, everything changes. Hair is an important part of your look, but it is only one piece of the puzzle. Your clothing, posture, makeup, and even the way you walk into a room all contribute to your presence. According to a 2024 Confidence and Style survey by AARP, 72% of women over 55 said that when they felt their hairstyle reflected their personality, their overall confidence increased in social situations. Have you ever noticed how a simple change in the way you carry yourself can make your entire appearance more striking? I remember working with a client named Carol, who was 63 at the time. She told me she had spent years avoiding parties and reunions because she felt embarrassed about her thinning hair. We created a style that suited her face, added soft layers for movement, and showed her how to style it at home. A month later, she sent me a photo of herself at a charity event, smiling in a bright red dress. She wrote, "I didn't just go to the event, I was the first one on the dance floor." That is the power of feeling like yourself again. When you embrace your hair and style it with purpose, you send a message without saying a word. You show the world you are comfortable in your own skin. And once you feel that shift inside, you will be ready to step into the next chapter of your style journey with even greater confidence. If there is one thing I hope you take away from today, it is that thin hair can still be beautiful when it is cut, colored, and styled with care. The fullness you are looking for does not come only from the number of strands on your head, but from the way you wear them with intention. Confidence and presence will always outshine thickness. Caring for your appearance is not vanity. It is a way of honoring yourself, of saying to the world that you value who you are and the life you have lived. When you take the time to create a look that reflects the woman you are today, you are showing yourself a kind of love that no one else can give you. So I encourage you to try just one small change this week. Maybe it is a softer cut, a fresh color, or a new way of styling that you have never tried before. See how it feels when you catch your reflection and smile back at yourself. And if today's conversation has inspired you, I would love to hear your own story in the comments. Share your journey, and together we can create a space where every woman feels seen, beautiful, and confident at any stage of life.